자, 네티랑 대화하라고 하네요. 점술 교실
So
밖에서.
frustrating.
뭔데?
You wanted to speak with me, mother?
아, 뭐야,
I had
엄마였어?
hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, mother.
Careful. Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for
징어가
not keeping a closer
배신했네.
eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But
증거는
mother!
증거대로 받아가고.
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not
아이,
meddle in the
꼬마
affairs of
가젤이래.
dangerous people.
간호
If
선정받아.
someone had meddled in Matabeleland, father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to
안
reason.
들어? 자,
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle.
꼬마
Is that a term of
가젤.
endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it.
가젤로 변할 수 있나 보네.
I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
어떻게 애니마고스가 됐어?
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight,
아, 그래?
then adding one of your own hairs.
사고 나는 건
And
아니구나.
that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
그 해리포터 나오는 호그와트에서도 안 가르치긴 해.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their
나도 배울래.
personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
그래?
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing
동물들이
pain
그
and a
심장
strong
뛰는
double
속도가 더 빠르긴
heartbeat.
하거든.
But it gets easier the more you do it.
원래
I no longer feel any pain,
장수하는
and I must say,
생물일수록 심장이
I find
느리게
a sense
뛴다
of
그랬어.
comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Now the
대단하다.
nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be
잘못 눌렀네.
safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Randrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time.
그렇다고 하네요.
Thank you for being here during that rather
얘도-
awkward conversation.
대화하는 동안 쪼이구만. 퀘스트가 애매하게 끝나는구만. 이거부터 하자. 네티에게서 엄마 몰래 도망칠 수 있는 다른 동의 편지를 받았다. 우리는 호그스미드 밖에서 만날 것이다. 블랙메일의 기본. 자, 네티랑 대화를 해봅시다. 천사소녀 네티.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
대가리 따러 가자.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr.
Otto
and Mrs.
Dibble.
Webb.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hog's Head, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
어디 가면
Where
만날
am
수
I to find these
있을까?
friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
알아내고
What
싶은
sort of
정보가
information am
뭐야?
I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know
좋아요.
whatever they know.
뭐 끝내러 간다면서 결국
Very
정보하러
well.
오는
I'll speak with
거잖아.
them. See what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you.
못
We need to
끝장내겠는데?
know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them.
오케이. Let's
Hopefully
go.
by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
아가스, 필버트, 데이지, 라브, 오토, 디블. 여기 있구만.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I
리브
wondered if I might
부인.
speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined, repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would
이
appreciate
스토리가 왜
it if
이해가
I
잘 안
acted
되지?
quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
왜 할로우는 부인이 아닌 남편분을
Why
데려갔지?
wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
이미 얘기한
Have you
시점에서
helped Harlow
글러먹은
since
거
your
아니야?
husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
탈출 못했겠지.
Have you
Ah,
helped
yeah.
Harlow since your husband?
No, that.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you,
좋아요.
Mrs. Rabe.
일단
Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is
남편이
helpful,
할로우에게
albeit more
협박당하고
than
있다.
disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as
이미
well.
충분히 위험해.
Please don't put yourself in danger.
너랑 대화한 시점에서 더 위험하지 않을까? 라브 부인 은행 업무를 도와달라는 우리의 요청을 다시 생각해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 인내심이 바닥나려고 합니다. 이번 주말까지 답장을 기대해도 되겠죠? 우리끼리만 아는 걸로 합시다. 왜 그렇게 하시는지 잘 아시겠지요?
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends. I should check there.
Please tell me.
여기 있네?
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you?
이름이
It's
악마야?
about Theophilus Harlow.
이별이야?
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I would like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been
His daughter.
secretly engaged these past 6 months.
오.
We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my
근데 힐이
cooperation.
누군지도 기억이 안 나.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you
쪽지에
give me a
대해서
bit more
말씀해
detail about the
주시겠어요?
note that might help me to identify it should I come across it?
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top.
분홍색
H.
정리함.
That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
횡령은
What have
어떻게
you been
숨기죠?
doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
힐 씨는 좋은
I
분
met Mr.
같던데요.
Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
트롤
He's a
공격이
lovely man.
요
But when it
뭐지,
comes to
호그스미드
Rosie, I
공격한 거
fear he
얘기하는
loses
건가?
all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly and Rosie. as
너무
well.
옛날이라 기억이 안 나는데.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
그렇다고 하네요.
Left before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
제대로
If you
말했어야지.
had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again. But do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not
그렇다고
like
하네요.
people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with
그렇지,
Mr.
당연히
Bickle's friends.
싫어하겠지.
Now to find Natty.
여기 아닌데. 자, 네티에게 알려주러 갑시다.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the
어디
Hog's
갔어?
Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
괜히 일로 왔네, 씨.
Natty must be around here somewhere.
네티 오나이의 지팡이? 뭐야?
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find
아이고,
this. She's in trouble. Velio will show me where she was taken.
자, 네티 오나이의 흔적을 따라가 봅시다. 여기도 있네. 아니, 네미가이즈가 이렇게 많은데 먹질 못하네.
Hattie must have been taken this way. I need to find
뭐야?
her quickly.
애쉬와인더 은신처.
Footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
뭐냐 이게?
The hidden door. Revelio.
뭐야? 발각되지 않고 네티를
Hattie
찾으세요.
must have been taken this
연애
way.
편지랑 시집을
I need to find
찾으라는데.
her quickly. Revelio. I'd better be sure I'm not seen. Revelio.
Using that girl as bait? No one's coming for her.
Harlow says her friend has been reckless enough. He wants them alive.
Student would be angry.
Just keep an eye out.
발각 꼭 안 돼야 돼? 발각 되면 안 돼? 그냥 다 죽이면 되잖아.
How did I get mixed up in this?
열받네.
Doing Rookwood's work for him.
안 들켜야 되는 게 계열받네.
Revelio.
You can learn a lot from weather though, can't you? It's like everything's foretold right before.
I hope Rookwood knows what he's doing. I don't trust Ranrock, I'll tell you that. He'll tell on us first chance he gets.
Anyone looking for troubles found it in me.
Hey,
Revelio. Mr. Tellus. Revelio.
Girls mean nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up.
Mr. Tellus. Revelio.
I reckon I can see myself getting away from here and not taking a one of you with me, since you've all turned yourselves into a pack of Jarvies.
아니 나 어디로 가야 돼? 길이 없어.
I've raided Rockborough more times than I can count. They're incapable of
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend, if they're daft enough to try to come through here.
I may go to
Revelio.
there are some trouble. They need to be reminded that we're still running things. This job and be done. Wasting time decision.
무슨 소리야?
Revelio.
It's all about having a keen eye. Take me, for instance. My eye's as keen as a niffler's on a pile of gold, or a log-toad to a sow. No, I'm not bragging. That's just the truth, that is. Can't help me natural
어디로
gifts
가야
now,
되는
can I?
걸까?
I've used the dark arts several times. Can't understand why more don't. They're remarkable.
Revelio.
I rob every traveling vendor that's passed through here. They never see it coming.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives. All flavour of wicked to be had with the dark arts.
It's exhausting. Standing here
Expulsion!
Incendio!
아 뭐야 걸렸구나.
Somewhere.
아 뭐야 죽었다.
What are you, guy? I've seen more courage.
나왔네. 도망가.
Flash of inspiration. Expulsion. You pay for that. What are your thoughts on electricity? Might want to look up. Expulsion. In a duel? Oh, Leslie. Why then, give up. Panic. No patience for this thing. Oh dear. Fighting with plants. Expulsion. Overgrown weeds. You lazy medic.
아이고. 이게 무슨 발각 안 되는 거야. 그냥 애들 대놓고 들어가지고 다 때려 부쉈구만. 진작 이렇게 할 거야. 어디 얍삽하게 뒤로 돌아가. 정면 돌파지. 너는 비를 예언하는 목소리를 가진 어거레이만큼 나에게 소중해. 크롭처럼 너를 사랑해.
Book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to
굉장히
have this back.
오글거리는 시집이구만. 근데 이걸 들키지 않고 하는 애가 있단 말이야? 이렇게 하는 거지. 사랑하는 오토 당신이 어쩌고저쩌고. 와 이거 왜 색깔 빨갛냐?
Otto Dibble's love letter from
나
Rosie.
이런 거 처음 봐.
He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
자 이제 다 찾았고 거시기만 찾으면 되는데 어디 갔냐?
Revelio.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. I need your help.
여기 있었구만.
Alohomora. Revelio.
이스코 라브의 지팡이.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been
왜 이렇게
abducted.
침착해?
Spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
뭘 어떻게 한겨?
Revelio.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
아 그래? 원래 그런 거였어? 아 원래 뭐냐 오나이랑 같이 싸우는 거였구나. 아하. 미안 내가 다 죽여버렸어. 대헷. 애쉬와인더랑 싸우느라 힘들었지 내니. 이제 어디 갔냐?
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow one.
식물 근데 다 써버렸네. 식물 좀 채워야겠다.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll badger. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe.
트롤 슬레이어.
Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had
트롤
rescued him.
슬레이어.
Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
알겠습니다. 마법은 대체 뭘 하고 있는 거죠?
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood?
하고 싶다.
Well, it's certainly a good start. We shall see.
엄부가 무능하긴
But you can
해.
leave this to me now. Natsai,
아니
you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like
마법부가
this.
애초에 유능했으면은
Thank you again for
볼드모트
rescuing
같은
me.
악당들이
I shall speak
나왔겠냐고
soon.
판을 치겠냐고 말이 안 돼 이거. 겁나 무능한 놈들이야 이거.